Hello all, my name is Tanvi Thapliyal. I am Assistant Professor at School of Law and Legal Studies, Sage University, Bhopal. Today we are starting our lecture series with Indian Constitution. In line of same, today's topic of discussion is Introduction to Indian Constitution. The first question that arises in anybody's mind who is not of a legal background is what is meant by a constitution. So, in jurisprudence, a popular jurist named Kelson defines constitution as a grand norm. Grand norm means basic law of any territory or basic law of any land. This picture signifies the Parliament House in which meeting of the Constituent Assembly of India used to happen. These inscriptions are in Hindi and English, which states Constituent Assembly of India met in this hall from December 9th, 1946 to January 24th, 1950. Now, what does the constitution provide to its citizens? Like, what is actually the need for a constitution in a democracy like us? So, in any democracy, the constitution is a sacred text. Like, for example, Quran, Bible, Gita, all these are sacred texts of our religion. In similar way, for a democracy, the constitution is a sacred text. For the government, it lays a strong foundation for a parliamentary democracy to function. The constitution is the supreme law of a nation. India is the largest democracy in the world, and its constitution serves as a guiding light for it to function smoothly and vibrantly. It is ever evolving. The Constitution of India is dynamic and adapts itself to changing times to address the changing needs and requirements of a developing nation. This is done through the amendment procedure that is established under the Constitution of India. Now, certain interesting facts about written constitutions of Federal Republic, like a constitution can be an unwritten one as well as a written one. Unwritten constitution, the example of which could be UK, United Kingdom, and written constitution is like that of our India. So the middle picture is the Constitution of India. As you can say, all these picturization, all these calligraphy oriented writings, this is the picture of original booklet of Constitution India. This Grund Gesetz, this is the Constitution of Germany. We borrowed the principles relating to fundamental rights at the time of emergency from the Constitution of Germany. So as you can see, all the nations, they have different name for their constitution. Like American Constitution, it is one of the oldest constitution in the world, and we have adopted our name from the Constitution of United States. Like it says the Constitution of United States, our constitution says Constitution of India. This is the Australian Constitution, which starts with an act. This is the Constitution of the People's Republic of China, which states Constitution of the People's Republic of China, not just Constitution of China. Now, Constitution of India, certain definition, structure, and key features. So, the Constitution of India is the fundamental, or you can say foundational law, laying down the basic political structure of India. That is parliamentary democracy and a republic with a quasi-federal structure. Now, what is meant by parliamentary democracy? Democracy is basically where elections happen, where people chose the leaders that will be governing those people. So, parliament is divided into two parts: Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. This democracy selects certain MLAs and MPs which sits in the parliament and make laws for us. A republic is where the parliament and the president, that is head of the state, head of the country, is chosen by the people itself. Now, what is meant by quasi-federal nature? So, quasi-federal means basically a constitution is of two natures. One is unitary nature, second is federal nature. Federal nature could be understood by the example of United States of America. United States of America, their governmental system is divided into a center and many states. So now the states, they have a power to make their own laws. They have a power to have their own flag, have their own anthem. But like in India, we have states, but those states don't have their flags, their individual flags, independent flags, or an independent anthem, or any form of parliamentary kind of a body which can make rules and regulation for them as such. Therefore, if we convert that to the status of India, R is a quasi-federal structure. Our constitution is of quasi-federal nature. We follow the states oriented policies, but not in totality. Second kind of nature of any constitution could be unitary nature, like one unit is superseding all the other units of that specific nation, like in UK, like the queen, she is holding the topmost position, and all the parliament, all the prime minister, all the president oriented activities are run through her signature, her body. That is known as unitary form of constitution. Now the Republic of India is it mainly functions through three organs. That is the legislature, that is a lawmaking body, then the executive, which implements the law, and the judiciary, which interprets the law, or we can say which applies the law to the territory. This is known as doctrine of separation of powers. All these three separated powers, they have their own powers, they have their own territory to apply their powers, and they cannot demarcate their responsibilities or delegate their responsibilities to either of these bodies. Now, Indian Constitution is world's longest constitution. The original copy of the Indian Constitution is 251 pages long. It is the most detailed in the world. Its contents are like there are 395 articles, 22 parts, and 12 schedules. It has undergone around 103 amendments till date. Now, certain interesting facts about Indian Constitution. So, number one, the Indian Constitution is completely handwritten and is designed by these many peoples, as we can see in this picture. So, Sri Nandlal Bose, he was a pioneer of modern Indian art, and he designed each and every page and the borders of those pages that are there in the original Constitution of India. Sri Prem Bihari Narayan Rayzada, he was a master of calligraphic art, and he single-handedly wrote the entire constitution in calligraphy. It took him 6 months to complete the task, yet he charged no money for his work. Therefore, the original manuscript of the constitution was written on a parchment sheet measuring 16 into 22 inches, having a lifespan of 1,000 years. It weighed 3.75 kgs. So, if sometime you visit Delhi and go to Parliament House, you can see the original manuscript of the Constitution of India lying in their museum. This picture showcases the Constituent Assembly and its members discussing making of the Constitution from the year 1946 till the year 1949. This picture showcases the members of a Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly was set up in 1946 under the leadership of Dr. Rajendra Prasad to draft the Constitution. The Constituent Assembly took 3 years from 1946 to 1949 to complete the drafting. The Constituent Assembly had 299 elected members from provincial legislative assemblies. This assembly had 13 committees, including the drafting committee. The Constitution was adopted in 1949 when 284 members signed it, marking the completion of the constitution making process. So here, do not confuse it with the Republic Day. The constitution was adopted in 1949, but it was implemented from 26th of January 1950. These are the pioneers of constitution making. We can say founding fathers of our constitution. First is Dr. Rajendra Prasad. He was president of the Constituent Assembly, elected as the first president of independent India on 24th of January 1950. Distinction of being the only president to have re-elected for a second term in 1950 to 1962. Second is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was a key member of the Constituent Assembly. He was instrumental in the integration of over 500 princely states to the Indian Union. So when you go through the Schedule 1 of our Indian Constitution, there is a list of around all the states and the years in which those princely states got submerged in the India and made one Indian constitution. Third is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He is referred to as the father of the Indian Constitution. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar played a leading role in the constitution framing process. He was the chairman of the Assembly's most crucial committee, that is the drafting committee. He was directly responsible for preparing the draft of the constitution for independent India. He was appointed as the first law minister of independent India in 1947. Now, essential features, that is the preamble. Now, the preamble assures the dignity of every Indian citizen. Before starting on to the Article 1, 2, 3, fundamental rights, DPSPs, etc., it is very important for us to understand as to what preamble means. Preamble does not come under the ambit of any article. It is a document, or we can say it is a sacred text which lays down the foundation of Indian Constitution. It starts with we, the people of India. We are the people of India who are making this constitution. We are the people of India who will lead on to make this constitution work. Therefore, the preamble is a brief introductory statement setting out guidelines for the people of the nation as well as presenting principles of the constitution. Principles means the principles of sovereignty, democratic republic, justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, all these. Preamble is the preface, that means starting. Preamble is the preface which highlights the entire constitution and embodies fundamental values, philosophy, and ethos on which our constitution is based and built. It includes fundamental rights, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, and fundamental duties also like duty to justice, social, economic, and political. The whole edifice of the constitution and structure of the political system protect and promotes constitutional values embodied in the preamble of India. Thank you so much. I hope you liked this video. If you liked, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.